I had no idea how everything would change when I received that unexpected call from Aunt Rita. If you had told me 2 weeks ago that I'd be standing in front of a mirror, wearing a dress, makeup perfectly applied, and heels that made me wobbly on my feet, I would have laughed. Now, looking at my reflection, I barely recognize myself. And that was only the beginning. Let me take you back to how this all started, because the ending... Oh, it's a surprise you won't see coming. I sure didn't. It was a lazy Saturday afternoon when Aunt Rita called me. Aunt Rita had always been the fun, slightly eccentric member of the family. She was the type to throw elaborate parties and surprise everyone with her creative, often unconventional ideas. I remember glancing at my phone, wondering what she could want. "Hi, Aunt Rita," I greeted, smiling. She was always so bubbly. "Josh, I need your help with something, and it's a bit out of the ordinary," she began. Curiosity piqued. I asked, "Out of the ordinary how?" "Well, you know I'm organizing a bridal shower for your cousin, Claire," she said, excitement dripping from her voice. "The theme is surprise, and I've got this wild idea, but I need someone who's game for a little fun and transformation. How do you feel about a temporary makeover?" A makeover. The thought was bizarre, but Aunt Rita had a way of pulling you into her world. Before I knew it, I agreed to meet her the next day. Little did I know, this makeover wasn't just about a new hairstyle or fancy clothes. It was going to be much, much more. When I arrived at Aunt Rita's house, I wasn't prepared for the whirlwind that awaited me. Her living room was already a flurry of bridal decorations, gift bags, and a large vanity table covered with makeup, wigs, and accessories. "Perfect timing," she exclaimed, pulling me inside. "Here's the deal. I need someone to play the role of the surprise guest at the shower, but it has to be a girl." "A girl," I repeated, dumbfounded. "Yes, but not just any girl. A glamorous, fabulous guest who nobody will recognize until the big reveal. And I think you'll be perfect for it." Her eyes sparkled mischievously. I laughed nervously. "I don't know, Aunt Rita. I've never done anything like this before. That's what makes it fun. Besides, Claire will love it. It's all part of the surprise." Before I could protest further, she had me seated in front of the vanity mirror. She explained how the plan would unfold as she laid out a dress, a soft, pastel pink one that I never imagined myself wearing in a million years. My heart raced as she started the transformation. First came the makeup, foundation, contouring, eyeshadow, and mascara. It was like watching a painter work on a canvas, each stroke of the brush slowly altering my face. Then came the wig, a cascade of curls that framed my face in a way that made me look completely different. Finally, the dress. I had never worn something like this before, and the fabric felt strange against my skin. As I looked in the mirror, the transformation was complete. There's still a young woman, me yet not me, staring back with wide eyes. With the makeover done, Aunt Rita went over the plan for the bridal shower. I would enter as a mysterious guest, someone no one recognized, not even Claire. At the right moment, I'd step forward, reveal my identity, and everyone would get a good laugh. It sounded like a quirky, harmless idea, and I was already so deep into it that backing out felt impossible. Besides, Aunt Rita's enthusiasm was infectious. That night, though, as I lay in bed, I couldn't help but feel a strange mix of excitement and nervousness. How would everyone react? Could I really pull this off without embarrassing myself? The day of the bridal shower came faster than I expected. As I got ready, with Aunt Rita helping me once again with the makeup and dress, the nerves returned. I was about to walk into a room full of people, pretending to be someone entirely different. When we arrived at the venue, I hung back in the car for a few minutes, mentally preparing myself. Aunt Rita's voice echoed in my head. "It's all for fun. Just embrace it." With a deep breath, I stepped out, and together, we entered the hall. I could already hear the chatter and laughter of the guests inside. My heart pounded as we walked in, and I kept my head down, hoping to go unnoticed for now. I scanned the room, catching glimpses of familiar faces, family, friends, all gathered to celebrate Claire. And there she was, the bride-to-be, looking radiant in her bridal shower dress, surrounded by her friends. I wasn't supposed to interact with anyone yet, so I stuck close to Aunt Rita, blending into the background as much as possible. But then something unexpected happened. I hadn't been standing there long when someone approached me, a young woman about my age, one of Claire's close friends, I assumed. She smiled at me warmly. "Hi, I don't think we've met before. Are you a friend of Rita's?" I froze. My heart leaped into my throat. What was I supposed to say? I hadn't planned for casual conversation. Yeah, I'm a friend," I stammered, hoping my voice didn't sound too unnatural. She didn't seem to notice. "That's awesome. Rita's such a great person. Are you having fun so far?" Before I could respond, Aunt Rita swooped in. "Oh, she's just a little shy," she said with a wink, quickly ushering me away. The moment of the reveal came sooner than I had anticipated. Aunt Rita tapped me on the shoulder, signaling that it was time. "Go on," she whispered. "Everyone's going to love it." With shaky legs, I made my way to the center of the room. The guests had already gathered around, expecting some sort of surprise, but they had no idea it would be me. "Ladies and gentlemen," Aunt Rita announced, her voice full of excitement, "we have a very special guest here today. Someone who has been part of our family for years, but I bet none of you recognize them." All eyes were on me now. I took a deep breath and pulled off the wig. Gasps filled the room. "Surprise," Aunt Rita said, laughing. "It's Josh." At first, there was stunned silence. Then, slowly, the room erupted into laughter and applause. Claire was in shock, her hands covering her mouth as she stared at me. "I can't believe it," she exclaimed, laughing. "You look amazing." To my surprise, the reaction wasn't one of mockery or discomfort. Everyone seemed genuinely impressed, and the atmosphere was light and fun. As the evening wore on, people kept coming up to me, asking about the transformation, how it felt, and congratulating me on pulling off such a bold move. And surprisingly, I found myself enjoying the attention. There was something liberating about stepping out of my comfort zone, even if it was in such an unexpected way. Just when I thought the evening had reached its peak, Aunt Rita pulled me aside. "There's one last surprise," she whispered, her eyes twinkling. Before I could ask what she meant, she led me back to the center of the room. Everyone gathered around once more, curiosity filling their faces. Since Josh was such a good sport, Aunt Rita announced, "We have one final surprise." She reached behind a table and pulled out a bridal bouquet. The room fell silent as she handed it to me. "Josh," she said with a grin, "you get to be our honorary bride for the night." I stood there, bouquet in hand, completely taken aback. The room burst into cheers and laughter, and before I knew it, I was swept up into a mock bridal dance, twirling around in my dress, heels clacking on the floor. As the night came to an end, I realized something. What had started as a strange, nerve-wracking idea had turned into one of the most fun, memorable experiences of my life. Aunt Rita's crazy plan had brought everyone closer, created unforgettable memories, and in a way, had given me a new perspective. Sometimes, stepping out of your comfort zone, even in the most unexpected ways, can lead to the greatest surprises. And that's a lesson I'll carry with me long after the last bit of makeup is wiped away.